Hello, and thank you for taking time to have a look at this videocast, which is focusing on mileage expenses and actually how to build your own mileage expenses form using Microsoft Excel. Okay, this video is hosted by Setup for IT. My name is Neil Critchlow, and I'm going to take you through how to build the form that you can see here on the screen. What this form will do is whatever mileage that you put in, it will automatically calculate the mileage at the agreed mileage rate that's been set by HMRC. Okay, and then it will work out your final total at the end. So what this videocast will do is it will take you through step by step on how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a new blank Excel document. Okay, we are going to use the first four columns, which is A, B, C and D. That is going to be for our dates that the mileage claim is being done, the mileage and the reason for the journey, okay, followed by, now if I click on here and put in journey mileage, the problem is they're all overlapping. So what I'm going to do is if I take my mouse here up to the top, I can actually change the width very quickly. Okay, I'll change my journey mileage, and then finally I want the mileage rate, and up here I'm also going to put the mileage rate, and this one is going to be cost of journey, sorry. Okay. Okay. Now, mileage rate is 0.45, and that should be in pence. So what we'll do is, because all this is going to be in pence, we'll select the column, we'll format it, and we'll pop it down to accounting. That'll give us our decimal places and also our pound sign. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to select the rest of this, and we're going to do a little bit of formatting with it. I'm using Excel 2013, but it's exactly the same process for all the Excels. So we're looking at the borders, draw a thick border around the top of it, and I'm also going to put a thick border around that bit, and then this section here I'm going to use the all borders. Okay, and finally we want our total down here at the bottom. And again I'm going to put a border on this, and the border I'm going to use on this one is going to be the total or the sum. Okay, so the next thing I would do, change this column here, it's going to be dates, so format this cell and let's set it to a date and then set it to a standard date. Okay, that's going to be text, that's going to be a number, and it's going to be a whole number, so again let's format this cell. Okay, we're going to put it as a number, turn off the decimal places because we normally do round it up. Okay, so if I put in our mileage of 55 miles, now the cost of the journey is equals the sum of our 55 miles multiplied by our mileage rate. Hit return. There we go, £24.75. Now, usually, if you take this little black dot here and drag it down, what will happen is it'll do the sum all the way down. The problem is that now it's looking at cell D5, D6, D7, D8, etc. Our mileage rate is in D4. So that's why we initially started by looking at D4. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to fix it by using the $sign and $sign, hit return. Now if we drag it down, okay, all the values go, and we can see it sticks at D4. So if I now fill in our journey mileage of 68, it'll work it out and calculate it for me, bob on. But I think that looks not very neat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to this formula, and now I'm going to add what I call an if statement. I'm going to say if the cell, so open the brackets, if the cell C7 is blank, comma, then leave it blank. Otherwise, comma, the sum of C7 versus D4. Okay, so yes to that. Now what's going to happen is if I drag this down, this formula, all them little dashes will disappear, and as soon as I put a number in here, 98, it will then calculate it, because what it's saying is C9 isn't blank anymore, it's got a number, so therefore do the formula sum C9 times by D4, which then gives us our cost of the journey. Okay, final thing, I want it to work out the total. What I'm going to do for the total is exactly the same thing, as equals a sum, and the sum is of all of that, hit return, which is £99.45. But if I then delete my mileage, I get the same arrow. So what I'm interested in doing now is again put in if, open the brackets, if D7 is blank, then blank, otherwise run the sum. Okay. So now what you should find is if you fill this journey mileage in, it does all the calculations for you at the agreed mileage rate and gives you your total. Okay, nice simple way of building your expenses claim, and as you can see with mine here, all I've done then is I've added my company logo. One other thing that I've done is I've actually selected all of this and I've actually made it the print area. So page layout, set the print area, so when it prints it just prints this out, and I've set the orientation of the screen so it is landscape. Okay, so when I print, it'll print out landscape with all my expenses claim. So nice simple video on how to create your own expenses claim, hosted by Setup for IT. Please do visit our website at www.setupforit.co.uk, where there's regular blogs of useful IT tips, useful business tips for small businesses. Thanks again for watching.